the amounts varying from $50 to full refunds if they sign an NDA, but many saying they never heard from her at all.
I make mistakes, and that's what this video is here to do, to address it, to say that I am sorry.
Here's how it went down. You guys, I'm just gonna cut to the chase because I am limited on battery life right now. I made a mistake. I made a mistake. I've taken full responsibility for it. I made things right, and I did whatever it took to make things right.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Monica. I like to post anti-MLM, so that's anti-multi-level marketing, and some true crime content here on this channel. So if any of that interests you, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to stick around. In today's video, I am bringing you, I guess it's kind of anti-scam kind of material content. So of course, just as a disclaimer, this video is for entertainment purposes only, just my opinions, along with this is based on the research that I have been able to do. I do encourage everyone to always do their own research and form their own opinions. Today, I'm going to be talking about Brittany Dawn, or otherwise known as Brittany Dawn Fitness. She is known for her scandal or scam, whatever you want to call it, with Brittany Dawn Fitness. If you are unfamiliar with that, I have made two much longer videos regarding Brittany Dawn, so I will leave those linked below. But if you haven't watched those and if you don't really know too much about Brittany Dawn or what happened, I am going to give a very, very brief overview, but I do highly recommend watching those two other videos to kind of get more of, I guess you could say, like a feel for Brittany Dawn and Brittany Dawn Fitness. I do have to say that this video is by no means making fun of Brittany and her religion or anyone who practices any kind of religion. If this is your first video of mine that you're watching, I did grow up in a religious home. I no longer practice, but like I said, this is by no means making fun of anyone who practices any kind of religion or believes in anything, especially Christianity, because that is what Brittany heavily talks about on her social media. But there's a reason why I want to go over that and why I want to go over it about Brittany Dawn. Without further ado, let's just dive right in. So Brittany Dawn, or Brittany Dawn Davis, is a Texas-based fitness influencer turned God-fearing woman and Christian influencer. She's probably best known for her Brittany Dawn Fitness scam. In 2017, there were complaints issued for Brittany's personalized fitness plans that were not actually personalized. These complaints were over the time span of 2014 to 2017. Her customers spent their hard-earned money and were not getting the results or proper communication from Brittany. Some women who commented on Brittany's social media were blocked, and comments were also deleted. After enough requests for refunds started to roll in, Brittany and her lawyer attempted to get people to sign an NDA to receive a refund, but after some well-deserved backlash, that NDA requirement was done away with. Brittany did issue an apology video followed by an addressing the hate video, both of which were absolutely terrible. The first apology video was her reading off of her iPhone while her dryer was on in the background, and the second one was her calling people haters instead of taking responsibility for her actions. In her apology, she did say that she made a mistake, but this was more than a mistake.
I make mistakes, and that's what this video is here to do, to address it, to say that I am sorry.
I made a mistake. I made a mistake. I've taken full responsibility for it. I made things right, and I did whatever it took to make things right. As a business owner, as an influencer, I have learned from it, and I'm a prime example of what can happen when you have a platform and you mess up. And I understand that that comes with the territory. I have done everything that I can in my power to fix it, to apologize, etc., etc. As an influencer, I stepped back. I took a social media break for a few weeks to focus on correcting the things that needed to be fixed at that time. That being said, you guys have probably noticed the ungodly amount of hate and negativity and just mean, disgusting comments that I am getting on my YouTube videos, on my Instagram posts, and pretty much everywhere, Twitter too. On an Instagram story a few weeks ago, I stated that I was no longer deleting comments, that I was no longer blocking people, and I'm gonna stay true to my word on that.
Big media outlets did get a hold of this story. In addition, Cassidy Campbell posted a video confronting Brittany about this, and it really blew up.
I got a question.
Yeah.
You look familiar.
Yeah?
You look like you stole my daughter's money.
Are you kidding me?
I ain't kidding you. Yep, you took $200. Hey, this woman took $200 from my daughter.
I'm gonna ask you later.
Can I get my money back before I file a complaint on her? It ain't nothing with you, but the fact that she stole $200 from my daughter from her fitness plan, blocked her on Instagram,
I'm gonna need you to step
and while
out of
she
my
hiding
booth.
back there, she can't handle it.
I'm gonna need you to step out of the booth.
All right, sir, because I'm about to call the police if I don't get my $200 back.
Brittany did issue some refunds that varied in the amounts that were refunded, and to this day, there are people who still have yet to receive a refund. There was even a Change.org petition started to shut her down. Many complaints were filed with the Texas Attorney General, and I cannot stress enough how important it is to report these types of scams. File with your state attorney general and the FTC. I made a video a few months back where I showed how to file complaints. It's the second half of my Monate rep targeted me for my hair thinning video, which I will leave linked below. There was talk of a class action lawsuit at one point, but I do not think that that was actually followed through with. I think that if it was followed through with, we would have heard about it. But since then, she has continued to scam people with different business ventures, some including MLM products. Brittany was shilling Arbonne and Melaleuca products. I specifically went over her ranting and raving about Melaleuca in its own video. I did this to also bring awareness to Melaleuca because a lot of people swear up and down that it's not an MLM company. Their CEO has even said this in past interviews. However, Melaleuca is listed on the DSA website, and they were one of the MLMs that the FTC sent warning letters to back in 2020. It is an MLM. At one point, Brittany was copying and pasting quotes and pulling a Rachel Hollis. I went over all of that in my Brittany Dawn deep dive, but I wanted to refresh everyone's memory in this video. Don't even get me started on the pit bull that she gave up and then turned around to get another dog. I rant about all of this in my other two videos about Brittany. Once all of this happened to Brittany Dawn, there was a shift in her content. All of a sudden, her social media became all about her religion. She did post about God and Jesus before while she was a fitness influencer, but it's almost like being a God-fearing woman became her new brand because her fitness brand tanked. One thing that really bothered me when I found out about it last year was she even started a Vizio. This Vizio of hers is being used to sell audio recordings for $25 a piece for advice you could get for free. $25 may not seem like a lot, but the one option is talking about faith, while the other one is talking about your potential. In my opinion, Brittany's attitude towards Christianity and anyone who may not agree with her beliefs is very condescending. Her demeanor is very holier than thou, no pun intended, and as if she's an expert on everything Jesus or God related. In my opinion, I think she's used religion as a way to shield her from the hate she was receiving online instead of just taking responsibility for her actions. That doesn't necessarily mean that she doesn't practice the religion or she doesn't believe in the religion or God and Jesus, because she was posting about her religion prior to this whole entire scandal. It's just it wasn't as in your face as it is now. But it's very convenient that after her scandal, she became a very loud and proud God-fearing woman. It's almost as if she's trying to hide behind this persona of poor Christian woman being bullied online, even though it's not bullying, it's people trying to hold her accountable for her actions. She's an adult who scammed a lot of people out of their hard-earned money. Take responsibility and stop playing victim. Of course, there is a man who she posted about of how her and her soon-to-be hubby raised so much money to help him get back on his feet, which is a great thing. But with Brittany's track record, it feels more like a look at me, I did something good, guys type of a thing. I'm a firm believer in helping people out without posting all over social media and how great you are for helping someone. We recently had a couple tow in their vehicle, and if you don't know, we have our own business. We have our own auto shop, and the repair was going to be a pretty hefty repair, but someone who I guess knew the husband came in to pay for the repair and begged that we do not tell the couple who paid for it. This person wanted to be kept anonymous and just wanted to help them out because their car breaking down was the last thing they needed. The wife started crying on the phone when I told her that someone had come in to pay for it already, and while the couple really wanted to know who it was, they respected that the person didn't want to say. That's why we should be helping people to help people, not to brag all over social media about it. Not to mention, how do you know that these people even want to be put on social media? Now, I may be a bit too cynical with this next statement I'm going to make, but I wonder if this was done from the goodness of her heart or if it could possibly be due to a tax write-off at the end of the year. She did do a lot of fundraising, but I wonder if she donated any of her own money or her own time. I'm not trying to accuse her of anything, and she could very well have done this because she genuinely wanted to help, but I just can't help but question a lot of her actions. Brittany has had a journey to modesty and of course posted about it. It just seems like she's doing the same before and after pictures that she did when she was a fitness influencer, but just a little different. While I don't see anything wrong with her before pictures, this is her journey and her body, so she can show it off as much or as little as she pleases. I wouldn't want anyone shaming me for the way I dress or if I show a little more skin than usual, so I'm not going to shame Brittany for doing the opposite. In addition, Brittany was a fitness influencer, so showing off her body was pretty much her advertisement. When I was in Beachbody, I actually followed Brittany for inspiration. I used to love that she did flexible dieting, but of course I was part of Beachbody, so that wasn't really part of the 21-day fix. However, I did love her posts, and her before and afters helped keep me motivated. Anyway, I do think that if Brittany wants to dress a certain way, that's her prerogative. I won't shame her for wanting to dress modestly just because that's not my thing. The only thing I would hope is that she would treat me the same way, and judging by some of her social media posts, I'm not sure if that would be the case, but I'm just speculating here. Oh, also, in my opinion, being Christian doesn't depend on if you dress modestly or not. I know plenty of Christians who are amazing people and go to church not for them to feel better about themselves, but because they truly believe, and these are the same people who donate their time and money without posting all about it on social media. You can still be a Christian and wear shorts with a crop top, at least that's my opinion. As you already know, Brittany turned to religion after shit hit the fan. Well, first she went on a trip to Hawaii and posted all about it on Instagram while people were trying to get in touch with her for her refunds. But she also created a brand called She Lives Freed. It has its own social media, ebook, and podcast, but best of all, Brittany is selling merch and retreats with She Lives Freed. Personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with selling religious merch because there are people who would love to have religious merch. There is a market for it. What I do find wrong with this is none of the proceeds are going anywhere. I would expect her being so involved in Christianity and the church that she would have proceeds going either to her local church, soup kitchen, or some kind of charity. I even went to pretend to check out to see if maybe it doesn't show until you start checking out, and nope, nothing. On the homepage of the She Lives Freed merch site, it says, showing there is freedom and imperfection and peace is your broken pieces through sisterhood and Jesus. Is it just me, or does this kind of sound a little similar to a lot of MLM reps that I've reacted to on this channel? Brittany is using the same tactics that MLM reps use. They are preying on the vulnerable and people who, as Brittany said, are broken pieces. She's pitching the sisterhood and Jesus. How is buying religious merch going to help you with your broken pieces exactly? I think that's a bit extreme to say. I can understand saying that about the retreat that she hosts, but not about the merch. Unless if that is her tagline for She Lives Freed, but the merch site and the retreat site are two completely different domains, so yeah. Which brings me to what I really wanted to discuss in this video, the She Lives Freed retreat. There is one coming up in October of this year, 2021, so I wanted to go over it. I wanted to read about it a little bit, but if you click on the About page, it brings you to a page that is password protected. I find that a little odd. Why would you want your About section to be password protected, Brittany? Or is that password provided once someone signs up for the retreat? Brittany is also selling lashes on this site for $25 a piece. The most important part I wanted to go over is the retreats page. That quote from her merch site appears again on the retreat page, which makes more sense here than it does on the merch site. Showing there is freedom and imperfection and peace in your broken pieces through sisterhood and Jesus. In January, we hosted the very first She Lives Freed retreat in Austin, Texas. Come October, retreat number 4 will be taking place. This will be a gospel-centered retreat with other God-fearing women. The message of this retreat is one that I have held close to my heart for quite some time. Chiseled and called. I, along with other speakers, will be speaking on preparing for difficult seasons, how to stay faithful on your walk with the Lord while being chiseled, and how our seasons of difficulty lead to our kingdom calling. And guess what? If you don't know what your kingdom calling is, you're coming to the right place, sister. A sisterhood where all are welcome. Every past has redemption, and every story has a purpose. I wonder if that portion about a sisterhood where all are welcome is actually true, or if that's just for her to put on this website. But notice how she's using the sisterhood nonsense that MLM reps use. I swear, she'd be the perfect MLM rep. Details where the DFW Metroplex, Texas. Each girl who enrolls will receive details via email upon signing up. Why would she use the term girl instead of woman? Or maybe I'm just being nitpicky here. Who knows? When? October 15th to 17th, 2021. Cost $650. It is an all-inclusive stay and retreat with the exceptions of transportation to the weekend event. However, transportation and meals will be included in the duration of your stay. You'll also go home with exclusive She Lives Freed merchandise, which is literally just a t-shirt with a saying on it. It's nothing that we haven't seen before. Schedule. All of the details of the schedule, speakers, and much more will be sent out in the coming weeks to each girl who enrolls. After you book your ticket, expect an email from the SLF team. Everything from the schedule to a packing list, the meals you'll be enjoying, and so much more. We are here to make sure you and your heart are ready to have one of the most incredible, Christ-focused girl weekends. What to expect? October 15th, dinner plus a speaker, worship on the lawn, group share plus games. October 16th, breakfast, speaker, lunch, quiet time, dinner main event, speaker plus worship, open share. October 17th, breakfast and closing regards plus prayer. After reading the fine print, I found this portion interesting given Brittany's past. You agree to be bound and abide by this agreement and any amendments thereto. Read this agreement carefully before manifesting your assent, especially since this agreement may affect your legal rights, such as requiring binding individual arbitration and limiting your right to bring a lawsuit or class action. If you do not agree to these terms, please do not manifest your assent to attend any of organizers' retreats. This is not an uncommon thing to be put in terms and conditions, but I wonder if this may have something to do with Brittany's past. The terms weren't updated for the October retreat because it still shows the July dates. In the terms, it also states the deposit and all fees are non-refundable. If you do cancel, you are entitled to any refund. However, they do state that each situation will be reviewed on an individual basis for a potential partial refund. If you do not pay in full by the deadline, which I'm assuming gets sent to you once you place your initial order, or pay your deposit, your ticket may be canceled and you won't receive a refund for whatever you already paid for. So I wanted to go over some of Brittany's posts on her personal Instagram along with her She Lives Freed Instagram, because I do think that I should just show a little bit of what I guess you can expect when you go on her Instagram. But this is going to be from the She Lives Freed Instagram account. And it says, if you're looking inward to heal from the past, you'll come up short every time. Take it from someone who learned this the hard way. Healing doesn't start with the perfect self-love or self-care routine. Healing starts with Jesus. Someone who learned it the hard way. It's not healing. You were caught scamming people out of their hard-earned money, and then you were caught trying to shut them up, because that's what that NDA disclosure, in my opinion, was for, was to make sure that people didn't talk about getting a refund or didn't talk about what had happened. So then you got caught doing that, and you got backlash for that. all of this happened, rightfully so. It's not any kind of, oh, I learned the hard way. You should have just taken responsibility from the very beginning, but maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. I do believe that that probably did take a toll on her, because she had major media outlets that were reporting on this, and she even went on TV to talk to some of these media outlets. So I do think that the backlash probably did get to her. And I do think that she probably did have to go through some kind of a healing journey afterwards to be able to kind of pick up her own pieces. But, and I'm not trying to make excuses for her. I'm not trying to fall into this trap of her playing victim. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. So I do think that after all of that happened, she probably did need to take a step back and kind of regroup, take care of whatever she had to take care of, even though she still didn't take care of the refunds fully 100%. And might I add, she is so lucky that that class action lawsuit that was being talked about, that they were going to start, the people that didn't receive full refunds, but she is so lucky that those people did not go after her, because she's living the life now. She bought a beautiful, beautiful house. I'm going to give it to her. It's not my style, but she bought a beautiful house with, I'm assuming, the money that she used to scam all of these people from her fitness stuff. So I do think that there was a transition period, which is why I think she came back as this Christian influencer. But the type of Christian influencer that she is, I can't get on board with. And that's not me judging. I'm to each their own. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and everyone is entitled to practice their own religion. But I have friends and family members that are Christian who do not act like her, who do not judge people the way that she does. So anyway, before I go off on a big tangent, let's go over the next one from her She Lives Free to Instagram. This one says, Jesus over anxiety, Jesus over depression, Jesus over cancer, Jesus over sickness, Jesus over fear, Jesus over heartbreak, Jesus over worry, Jesus over insecurity, Jesus over the past, Jesus over everything. Okay. The first few things that she had in there listed, the anxiety, depression, cancer, sickness, those in particular, I'm sorry, but no. When it comes to Jesus over those things, no. Those are things that you need to go to a professional for. Those are things that you can't just pray to go away. And the perfect way to describe this is Savannah Marie went on her Insta stories the other day talking about the backlash that she's getting from reps with the super spreader event that happened with paparazzi. And there's people that are using religion. Savannah brought up a good point of there's some people that are saying that, oh, we prayed so hard for, I don't know, I think it was like the husband or something like that, and he made it through COVID and he's fine now. Whereas then there's another family who also prayed and said that their husband died from COVID. So, and Savannah brought up a good point. Did that family not pray enough? The way that she explained it, I wish that I would have screen recorded it so I could put it in this video, because the way that Savannah explained it was perfect. And it's the same thing with this situation. These are issues that you need to go talk to a professional for. And the part about Jesus over cancer, girl, and I'm laughing not because it's funny, I'm laughing because I'm just at a loss for words for that. As someone who has lost family and friends to cancer, no, that's insulting. That is so insulting. And when it comes to the depression and the anxiety, there are people out there who need to be on medication in order to be able to make it through every single day. There are people who have to go to therapy, who sometimes cannot face their trauma, or not necessarily face their trauma, but they have to constantly go to therapy to be able to just get through a day with the trauma that they have. So for her to say that, oh, it's just Jesus over all of this, no. No, it is not. That is insulting to the people who have any of these things. And that's just, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Let's go over the next one. Church dates should be more of a thing. The let's grab brunch on Sunday morning and then worship Jesus together. Read our Bibles, pray, and pursue God together. You can keep those Netflix and chill nights. I want dates that glorify our King. Okay, so here's my question regarding that. I thought that church and religion, God, Jesus, all of that was supposed to be about God and Jesus. Why are you trying to make that and religion into a date? Like going on a date with your boyfriend. Am I just nitpicking here, or does that just not sound right? I understand going to Bible study with your significant other or going to church with your significant other. I understand that, and that being, you know, you guys doing this together. But why is that supposed to be made into a date? That's not a date. Or maybe I'm just not understanding where she's coming from with this one. That's a possibility too. So the next few ones are going to be reacting to her personal Instagram. And this is just a little sliver of what you can expect if you go there. This first one, she has been very open about being on a purity journey along with her future husband. I am not here to shame her for that. I think that if that is something that you and your spouse or your significant other decide to do, there's nothing wrong with that. I think that that is something, if it's something that you are both doing, I think that's a beautiful thing. And I think that it's amazing that you could both respect each other in that way. So I'm not making fun of that. I think that it's great that they were able to respect one another and they've decided to hold off until marriage, even though the both of them have had previous relationships before. They are not virgins and stuff like that. The reason why I'm even talking about any of this personal stuff is because she's made it very public on her Instagram. So it's not like this is anything new or anything like that. But she's also made it very clear that there's quite possibly a little bit of sexual tension going on there. If any of you watch Michelle McDaniel, her channel is My Thoughts Will Probably Offend You. She did make a video a few months back about Brittany Dawn, and she dressed up as a demon, which I thought was very, very fitting. And Michelle is not for everybody. I understand that. Michelle is not for everybody. But she also said the same thing, that it seems like there's a lot of sexual tension. And this reel on Instagram is definitely a great example of that. So let me play this for you. So clearly, there's a little bit of sexual tension. And I don't know if it's just me, but I've seen this, oh my gosh, what's her name? The I'm Bossly person. What's her actual name? I forget what her real name is, but doesn't that yelling kind of sound a little bit like her? Because she's, in my opinion, I feel like she's always yelling into her camera, into her audience. But then there's this reel.
You cute, but can you pray? Okay, I'm sorry. I know that's... You classy, bougie, ratchet, but can you pray?
I know that it's not her audio. I know that it's audio from someone else, but because of, and you guys just have to go on Brittany's Instagram to see some of her posts and some of the things that she says and everything, but anybody can pray. The last that I checked, when I was in my religion and my church and everything, anybody can pray. Again, no pun intended, but it makes it seem like she has this holier than thou attitude that, oh, well, you're really pretty and you're really cute, but can you pray? And like I said, I know that the audio is coming from someone else. I understand that. So maybe it's more so towards the person that it originally came from. Maybe that's what it is. But this next one, and this is going to be the final one that we react to, the beginning of it is part of the Lizzo song. Oh my gosh, what is it called? I just took a DNA test, turns out I'm 100% that bitch. But so I'm gonna probably blur out the beginning of it because I don't know if I'm gonna get a copyright claim or anything for that. But pretty much it's Lizzo's song, and it says, I just took a DNA test, turns out I'm 100%, and then it cuts to, and then I'll play the audio for the second part.
A sinner saved by grace through faith in Jesus Christ.
As you can see, that is kind of what you can expect when you go on Brittany's Instagram. All of her posts are all religious-based posts. And, yeah, so I really truly think that I'm not going to sit here and say that she doesn't believe in Christianity and she doesn't believe in what she's saying, because she very well might actually believe in all of this. So I'm not going to sit here and accuse her of that, because that's not fair. I've actually had people on previous videos tell me that, oh, I can't say that, but I never said that she doesn't actually believe in the religion. I said it's just very convenient that all of a sudden it's this big, loud, I'm a God-fearing woman kind of a thing. And I do think that because her fitness brand didn't do so well, and because it's associated with the scam that she had, I do think that she shifted her content into more religion, God, Jesus-based content because of that. I don't think that, I mean, and like I said, she was talking about this stuff before she switched over to this Christian influencer thing. However, I do think that it was just very convenient. So that is what I wanted to end today's video with. I'm by no means saying that she doesn't believe in her religion, but at the same time, it might all be a show. It might all be just for Instagram. It might be because she's hiding behind this, I'm a Christian woman and I'm getting bullied on the internet. And it might be a mix of all of that as well. It might be a mix of everything, because she does tend to play victim. She does tend to not take responsibility for her actions and previous scams and things like that, which I went over all of that in my Brittany Dawn deep dive. So you guys let me know what you think, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. This is Monica reporting to you live from a highway. Bye!